Well everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Google Pixel 9 Pro and compare it against the Google Pixel 7 Pro and see which particular phone is a better one for you. Now, the thing I would definitely tell you in my personal opinion is that between both phones, the Google Pixel 9 Pro clearly is a better one here, but I do think there are some advantages of the Google Pixel 7 Pro that actually hold up fairly well in this day and age as well. So, we'll talk about both these phones throughout this whole entire video. If at any point you want to go and pick up either one of these phones, links will be down in the description. You get them from there and you can help support the channel at the exact same time. Now, starting off with the outside of both these phones, the big thing to keep in mind is that the Pixel 7 Pro came out about 2 years ago. So this phone is a, 2022 type of flagship type of device, so keep that in mind. On the front of the Pixel 7 Pro, this phone was giving you a 6.7-inch LTPO AMOLED display. So it got 1500 nits of brightness, so not the brightest panel of all time, but it was a pretty big panel, curved sides, which made this phone look really, really good. And I definitely do think if you were going to go through and pick up a phone, this was a very good option, right? I still think in so many ways it still holds up very well. And I do think this is a very, very good phone to buy, from that particular perspective, right? However, it's, doesn't get the brightest of all time. It's a curved display, which some people may like, some people may not like anymore. But I still think it's a fairly good phone that holds up fairly well, and I do think in so many ways it's still a very good phone for sure from the front display perspective. Now in the Google Pixel 9 Pro on the other hand, this is a 6.3-inch LTPO OLED display, so it's a little bit smaller, keep that in mind, which some people may prefer, including myself. It is a flat display, so it's not curved like the Pixel 7 Pro, so it's a little bit more modern from that side, but I do kind of miss that, curved display glass that we had on the Pixel 7 Pro. It's also 3000 nits of brightness. So on paper, it gets twice as bright as the Google Pixel 7 Pro, which is pretty insane in and of itself. Like that is a pretty insane thing for sure. You're also getting 120 Hz on the Pixel 9 Pro as well. So this is a phone that is definitely better, I would say, in a few different ways. It's better from that display perspective because it gets way brighter. Although it's not a curved display, again, some people may like that, some people may not. That is a pretty big advantage that we are getting on something like the Google Pixel 9 Pro. Like I said, the 7 Pro is still good, but the 9 Pro definitely wins here for sure. Now, for the rest of the bodies, the Pixel 7 Pro and the 9 Pro both have USB Type-C ports on the bottom. The Pixel 7 Pro is a curved side, so because of that, it's going to have this little curved edge to it. The Pixel 9 Pro, completely flat. So that might be an advantage that you may like on the Pixel 9 Pro or the 7 Pro, just depends on the design language, but they're both designed a little bit differently. So once again, just kind of keep that in mind when you're looking at both these phones. Now you're getting a frosted glass back on the back of the Pixel 9 Pro, which again looks very good. I love having a frosted glass back, and the Pixel 9 Pro is basically giving you that there. The Pixel 7 Pro is giving you a standard glass back. So that right there is another very big thing to keep in mind here too, where the Pixel 7 Pro is giving you a little bit of different type of build quality than the Pixel 9 Pro. Triple camera setup on the backside of both of these, which again is very nice to have. We'll talk about that more in a second, but from the exterior, there are still a lot of overlapping things like reverse wireless charging, very good premium feelingness and all that stuff. But I'll probably tell you with something like the Pixel 9 Pro, this is probably the better flagship type of phone that you're going to get over the Pixel 7 Pro. So kind of keep that in mind there. In terms of price tag, the Pixel 9 Pro is a $1,000 phone right now, where the Pixel 7 Pro is less than $350 on Amazon. So when you're looking at a price tag perspective, the Pixel 7 Pro is a significantly cheaper phone in basically every single way you can imagine than the Pixel 9 Pro. So if you're taking a look at a phone like that, you might look at something like the Pixel 9 Pro and get a little bit of a better device from that particular perspective than the Pixel 7 Pro, or vice versa depending on which way you look at it. Like the 7 Pro is definitely going to be a better value per dollar than the Pixel 9 Pro. So keep that in mind there too. Now moving on to the camera side of things, the Google Pixel 9 Pro is basically going to be giving you that triple camera setup on the backside. Same thing with the 7 Pro. You're basically getting almost the same megapixel count, 50 megapixel wide, 48 megapixel periscope telephoto lenses. Although the Pixel 9 Pro is giving you a 48 megapixel ultra-wide camera, the Pixel 7 Pro is giving you that ultra-wide camera at 12 megapixels. So this is the thing I'll tell you. They're both giving you ultra-wide cameras on the front too, although the Pixel 9 Pro has a higher megapixel count. You're getting 4K at 60 on the front and the back, which is really great. I love having that type of capability. But the Pixel 9 Pro is giving you 8K capability, 8K filming on the back side of that phone. So that right there, having that type of capability is super cool, and I love having that. Like this is by far one of the coolest things going on for that type of phone. And I, for one, like if I'm going to go ahead and buy a phone, I love having that type of capability when it comes down to it. So this in and of itself is a very cool thing. I think the Pixel 7 Pro's camera is still good, but I would even say this day and age, neither one of these phones are as great as the Samsung Galaxy phones that came out for either of these years respectively. really. So I think the S24 and S22's cameras are better than the Pixel 7 Pro's camera and the Pixel 9 Pro's camera, and I think that's just kind of how I see it. But I still think both these phones are great. I still love these phones a lot because of that. But I don't know, right? I look at both these phones and I do think there could be some better capability here and there from the feature set behind them, but I do think the Pixel 9 Pro's camera is very good, and I think the Google Pixel 7 Pro's camera is also very, very good when it comes down to it as well. So from that side alone, that kind of covers it up there too a little bit. Now on top of that, when it comes down to software longevity, both these phones are supported with software right now, and they're both going to be supported with software for many, many years to come. However, the Google Pixel 7 Pro is going to last for a significantly longer period of time than the Google Pixel 7 Pro. So keep that in mind. The 9 Pro is going to be one of those phones that's going to last for a long period of time. And if you're wanting that phone that's going to be lasting you for a longer period of time in this particular example, well, the Google Pixel 9 Pro is going to be the one for you. So if you want a longer lasting phone, definitely go for something like the Google Pixel 9 Pro. The 7 Pro is still supported with software. It's still going to be here for a couple more years to come, but it definitely makes a lot more sense to go and buy something like a Google Pixel 9 Pro if you have the money than something like the Google Pixel 7 Pro. So once again, from that perspective, just kind of keep that in mind when it kind of comes down to it as well. Now in terms of battery sizes, the Google Pixel 7 Pro was giving you a bigger size battery, 5,000 mAh there, whereas on the Google Pixel 9 Pro, 4,700 mAh. So you are getting kind of the bigger size battery inside of the Google Pixel 7 Pro. So once again, kind of keep those small things in mind there too. If you're wanting the longer lasting battery life, it's probably going to come from something like the Google Pixel 9 Pro, even though it has a smaller size battery, because the battery is just going to be more optimized from that particular standpoint. Now from the performance, both are giving you good performing chipsets. The Google Pixel 7 Pro was giving you that Tensor G2 chipset inside of it with 8 or 12 gigabytes of RAM. The model I had 8 gigabytes of RAM, I believe, whereas on the Google Pixel 9 Pro, this one's giving you that Google Tensor G4 chipset inside with basically 16 gigabytes of RAM. So that is a massive difference to have from a RAM perspective on both of these phones. Like imagine having a phone like the Google Pixel 9 Pro where it's giving you that type of capability. Like that in of itself is a very big thing, and I definitely do like buying a phone like the Pixel 9 Pro, which is going to be giving you that better type of capability when it comes down to it. Now I think with the 7 Pro, this is still a very good phone. Like don't get me wrong, this is one of those devices where you can go and buy and still have a very good time with it, and I think that's a very cool thing. With the Pixel 7 Pro, the performance on this phone is still very good as well. Like you can definitely still buy something like the Google Pixel 7 Pro and still get a pretty good experience with it from a performance perspective. But like I said, it definitely makes a lot more sense to go and buy something like a Google Pixel 9 Pro, because this performance with the with the more RAM, with the better performance, with the better chipset, is definitely going to be a better device when it comes down to it here. So what I can definitely tell you to kind of sum up this whole entire video, I definitely do think a device like the Google Pixel 9 Pro is by far the better phone in almost every single angle you can kind of imagine. I feel like that phone is very good. It's such a killer device. And if you are going to go and buy a phone, it makes a lot of sense to go and buy a device like the Google Pixel 9 Pro over the 7 Pro. But if you still own the 7 Pro and if you're okay with it, then I would probably recommend just buying it. I think that's a very good device too, and you can't really go wrong with it. But if you are kind of in the market and you want to go and buy a different device, I definitely would say go for something like the Google Pixel 9 Pro. But you can also buy a Google Pixel 8 Pro and still have a very, very good phone. Like that's still a very good device too. But that's kind of how both these phones kind of compare. If you have any other thoughts or questions about these phones, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.